Huh? How do you do that? Generic control in the deck goes mirror back with some more Game Theory FNAF videos. Today we have FNAF You Were Meant to Lose. Don't trust the tapes. It's FNAF VR. Help wanted. I know nothing about this game. It is a VR game where apparently you're supposed to be like maintaining the like security breach robots or something like that. I don't know. I really don't like that face that's looking through that little peephole there. Really not a fan of that. I have no idea about this game, so this is going to be, I guess, the newest Game Theory video on a new FNAF game. So it's going to be interesting. I wonder if this is going to be like a new kind of story, because I'm pretty sure like FNAF 7 or whatever was kind of like or Custom Night was kind of like the end all to the original story, so now we're going to have a new story. I'm not really sure. You're going to check my reaction to last week's video, which was the FNAF 7 oopsie, Scott's problem with fan art, which talked all about copyright and how terrible and outdated it is. I'll leave my reaction to that right up there. Also going to be linked down below in the description. Also going to be a playlist on my channel with all the other Game Theory FNAF videos going in chronological order. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hopefully you're subscribed. I'll be live streaming today at 5 p.m. by the way, playing some Pokemon White. But my goal for 2023 is to hit 100,000 subscribers, which isn't actually impossible. It's a bit of a stretch, so I need all the help I can get. I know like over 70% of you are not subscribed to the channel, and I just uploaded 100 videos for the month of December. I do all the recording, all the editing, I make every single thumbnail, and I read every single one of your comments and respond to a lot of comments as well. I actually do all of those things, and I just hope I can make your day a tiny little bit better. But let's go ahead and jump into You Were Meant to Lose. Alright, this is going to be the first time I've seen anything with FNAF VR. I played Beat Saber on VR one time. I want to get a Valve Index, but I hope they make a wireless version, and I need space to do that, obviously. I want to stream VR games. I think it'd be fun.
It's back.
It's back. You upset? I think he's a little bit upset.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory.
Hello.
A show that clearly doesn't understand the meaning of the
final.
word
No,
final.
it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Finally over. That is the end.
Yeah,
Left
no more.
FNAF lore theory
Ever.
FNAF is at its end. The end. Final.
The final.
FNAF theory. But
It's
can
all
you
done.
really blame me? These games have confirmed endings in FNAFs 3, 4, 6, and Ultimate Custom
So
Night.
this is gonna be like a
Doctor
new story.
Strange saw 14 million different endings, and Scott Cawthon was like, "I'll take them all." Beginning to think FNAF World's inclusion of FNAF 57 Freddy in Space was less of a joke and more of a preview
FNAF
of coming
57.
attractions. So anyway, it's back.
2030,
Call it
we'll say
FNAF
April
7,
1st.
FNAF VR, Help Wanted, Matt Pat Insanity Simulator.
Oh,
but after
no.
a year of detoxing, Five Nights at
year?
Freddy's is back with a new official game
Scott
in the
waited a
series,
year?
and it's more
Hey,
so
look,
than
there's no
any
fan
other
art in that one.
installment, feels like an inflection point. A game that is simultaneously looking back to pay tribute to where these games began, as well as a game that's looking
It's starting
forward
its
to
own
lay
story?
the groundwork for where this franchise is headed. This isn't just some quick VR
Oculus.
cash grab for the series. This is a pivotal game in the canon that closes the book on the old lore
Yeah,
and
starts
also
its
launches
entirely
us
new
into
chapter.
FNAF, the next generation. It seems to answer some
Freddy in
old
space.
mysteries from the previous games, all while opening up the themes and
What's in
tone
the box?
for what's to come. And there is a lot to unpack here. This is, without question, the meatiest game in the FNAF library,
Ew.
which is impressive because it's still a VR title. So let's not waste any time
Yeah,
and
VR
get
games
started
are
with the
interesting.
basics. Now, in case you don't have a VR headset, I've actually played through the entire game on GT Live.
Dude,
so you can
wearing
check
a
out all
jacket?
highlights.
No! No!
Moving around like that? That's wild.
Are you kidding me? Did we do it?
And lowlights of my playthrough over there.
Hello, boys and girls.
No, no,
I'm here to
no.
give you your happiest day ever. Come with me, wayward souls. We've got vengeance to strike.
But let me quickly take
Okay.
you through what you need to know for
What
today's
in the
theory.
world
in
is-
Five
what
Nights
is
at
that
Freddy's
acronym?
Help Wanted, we're playing as a
What?
beta tester for a new Freddy game. As we're told in the opening cinematic,
We know that Fazbear
That's not what I
Entertainment
expected.
has developed something of a bad reputation over the
Oh,
last
you
few
think.
decades. While it's true that some stories associated with our name were loosely based on actual
Have they ever
events,
mentioned
the
Matt Pat in the
majority
game?
of them were total fabrications from the mind of a complete lunatic.
Matt
License
Pat.
pending.
and yes,
Lost.
that picture is really Scott Cawthon canonically inserting
Oh.
himself into this game. That is a discussion for another episode, my friends, because
That's awesome.
it throws all sorts of weird monkey wrenches into the lore, but we'll get to
I
that
don't
later.
know if it
So
really needs to be
according
in the
intro,
lore, but it's
Scott's
there.
Games gave Fazbear Entertainment
That's just a
bad
fourth wall
name.
break.
And the point of this Freddy Fazbear virtual experience then is to poke fun of their past, clear their name, and ultimately rebuild the brand. Seems
I don't know if
simple
you can
enough,
salvage
right?
that
Play
one.
through some loving recreations of past games,
Just
as well
change
as
your
some new
name.
mini games, and that's it. Job complete. A new generation generation of Faz fans fall in love with all these new characters and add to Scott Cawthon's growing pile of money.
Don't forget the merch perfect for birthdays.
Speaking of
Perfect
merch,
for
Fazbear
birthdays?
Entertainment ain't the only ones chilling for their supper. Game Theory merch is also perfect for birthdays. Heck, probably even more perfect for birthdays, Scott. And wouldn't you know it, we just released a bunch of new items for you. Can't
Doesn't look
sleep
bad
at
at
night
all.
because you got some creepy animatronic hanging out in your closet?
No.
We've got you covered.
I have guns.
The color-changing Game Theory light. It's the perfect way to keep animatronics
Is
at
that
bay
glass or
because
is that
it's
like
powered
plastic?
by USB. You don't even have to worry about your batteries running out at 5:55
I have a feeling it's gonna be
a.m.,
plastic,
or
not
maybe
glass.
you're just looking to be the best dressed
Just
at your
gonna be like an
friend's
acrylic.
next pizza party. Stay fashionable while making sure to stay out
That
of
does
the
actually look pretty
employees
cool.
only room in your new His and Hers Game Theory shirt. A purple
These
Fierce
segues are
Pride
great.
t-shirt for the ladies.
Although
with
I
green
do miss
pointed
when he
sleeves
had
and neck,
the green screen
and
and the blue
Code
screen
Breaker
behind him.
shirt for the guys. Asymmetric because I think it's really fashionable in clothing, but
Asymmetric.
also with Easter eggs Benedict built into the design of the shirt.
It's binary.
It's a shirt and a puzzle for you to solve all in one. We've also got socks, guys and girls underwear, a jacket, and only a limited amount of everything available. So once they're gone,
I've heard good
they're
things about the
gone.
merch.
If you're a fan of these channels and
Which is
all the hard work
a
that we
really
put into each
good
and every one
thing
of our
because
videos, and I hope that you
a
can
lot of
see
YouTubers
these
just
videos
cash
do
grab.
take
I've been
a
watching a lot of
time and
CoffeeZilla
effort to put
videos,
together.
and oh my
Buying socks
God,
or
it is
a
so
shirt or a
frustrating
jacket is the single best way to support
to
us.
hear
So
about
not
all these
only are you showing
influencers
off your fierce
scamming their
pride,
followers.
and not
It's
only are you getting yourself a piece
sickening.
of high quality clothing, you're also just supporting us and our efforts to really do something better here on YouTube.
Yeah,
so with that being
because
said, show off
he
to the
employs
world that you
a couple people,
actually understand
and
the
YouTube
lore
ad
of
revenue
these
is
games,
unstable.
Or pretend like you understand the lore of these games by nabbing yourself some new theory wear. Link is right up here, or
well,
on the
I'm
top
on.
line of the description.
I
Now,
have
by the way,
neither of those.
Back to VR. Playing through the game
Neither.
is legitimately impressive. Pretty much everyone here is recreated in a stunning 3D environment. Bonnie,
So you build
Baby,
them? So you do
Funtime
build them?
Freddy the puppet. Heck, even
Nope.
Easter egg appearances by Mini Renas and Lolbit.
Ugh.
Characters that most of you watching this
I don't like
probably
Mini
haven't even
Renas.
heard of before because you have much better things to do with your brain space than I do. Practically everyone is here in this game,
All-
except for one important
Is it gonna be the
omission,
hippo?
Golden
Oh.
Freddy. I mean, Ballora isn't around either, but you know,
Why?
I said important.
But Laura's not important.
But that
That's
seems
the mom.
weird, right? I mean, this is a game that drops you into perfect recreations of the first 3 installments of the series. You
Oh, the
don't
first
just
3,
forget about one of the
okay.
most important characters to the lore of these games. Well, that's because it isn't some careless oversight. Golden Freddy isn't here for a reason.
Why
It's our
not?
first clue that this game isn't just a joke and is a canonical entry. Specifically, it tells us
Which
where it
is
falls in
odd
line
for a
with
VR game. Could you
everything
play it
else that
outside of
we've played
VR?
through. Golden Freddy isn't here because she's busy hanging out in HE double Chica arms with William Afton. Think
Yeah,
back to
in
the end of
Purgatory or
Ultimate Custom
whatever.
Night and our previous theories. By
Yes,
tracking the voice
it's
lines
crazy.
used throughout the game over screens, we were able to piece together that we're playing as William Afton in that game.
Yeah.
Child killer extraordinaire.
Just getting
and that
absolute
the whole game was
torment.
him trapped in heck to atone for his sins. And the
Trapped
thing that
in
was
heck.
keeping him there was the one he should not have killed. a
Because you
girl
can't remove
named
Golden
Cassidy,
Freddy.
the spirit who had an axe to grind, possessing the Golden Freddy suit. The reason Golden Freddy isn't in FNAF VR is because the spirit is down there tormenting
Yeah.
Willie forever. From here until the end
Doesn't
of the
necessarily
series.
sound so
That's
bad
why
for,
the ultimate ending of Custom
Golden-
Night was
Golden
Golden Freddy
Freddy.
twitching off into the darkness. Cassidy never gives up her soul, no matter what Old Man Consequences said. Further cementing that Help Wanted is now at the end of the FNAF timeline is this miserable little
Yeah.
creature right here, the Scrap Baby plush. Because why wouldn't you want to cuddle with something that rips in half and eats children alive? Let me remind
I
everyone
like to
who
set it on
doesn't
fire.
have an encyclopedic index of all 60 plus animatronics that have graced
That's
the
a lot.
screen in this
That
franchise.
is the
that
hippo.
Scrap Baby
The
is
hippos
the
in this
homeless
game.
hobo version of the old baby after escaping sister location and who was voted out of the Ennard tribe sometime between
How do you
FNAF
get voted
5
out of
and
Ennard?
6. Her only on-screen appearance is in FNAF 6, so the fact that a reference to her exists in this game at all means that it must come after her expulsion from Ennard, sometime definitely after FNAF 5,
Okay.
but again, with Golden Freddy missing, it seems to secure it after everything's burned down and closed. So we have ourselves a company that's trying to rebuild its reputation after a series of tragic events. Seems pretty
Just
simple,
a
right?
couple series of
course
tragic events, not a
This is
ton.
FNAF game. You know that the story is never going to be that obvious. Hidden throughout the game are cassette tapes that, when collected, unleash
Do you
a
remember
new
cassette
monster
tapes? I
into
remember
the
cassette
hallways of
tapes.
this pizzeria. What the game's files refer to as Glitchtrap. A yellow
Glitchtrap?
bunny with purple eyes. Yellow bunny with purple
Why do I
eyes,
have a
you
feeling
say?
that's in
I think I might
Fortnite.
know where this is headed. As you collect more and more tapes, this glitch
The
rabbit
purple eyes.
comes closer and closer,
Dude,
becoming
what?
more and more fully formed. Beat all the minigames, and you unlock the final challenge,
Pizza Party? Why does it keep
a
closer and closer?
fever dream that mashes together every location that you just played
Oh,
through.
there's
Waiting
the, yeah.
for you at the end of this horrific maze is the single scariest moment from
What?
the entire franchise.
Oh, Jesus, what
and
is
I
it?
can't emphasize that
Is
enough.
he
It
joking?
literally chilling. What you learn is that you, a 7-year-old, have been lured to the back room of Freddy's. And
You're
what
about to get
awaits
killed?
you is your pizza party, complete
Oh,
with your favorite
well, I don't eat
flavor of
pizza,
cake,
and I don't eat
all
cake,
your best animatronic friends, and then Glitchtrap calls you to follow him. The music fades.
What?
Suddenly you're on stage. You're holding Freddy's
What?
microphone. You are Freddy. You've been
What?
stuffed. You are now a missing child, watching as
In the
your
credits-
player dances gleefully to the song that you're being forced to stand up on stage and sing. This isn't just a spoopy jump scare of some goofy character.
What?
This is real horror. So it definitely seems like this new character,
Like, that's
Pillhead
more than
over
just,
here, is William Afton. I mean, sure, the suit isn't as bulky as a Springlock suit, but
That's-
he's got all the other
that's,
qualifications.
like, so
down.
far beyond
Yellow
a
bunny
jump scare.
persona, check. Association with the color purple, check.
Yeah.
Enjoys children's pizza parties, just a wee bit too
Just
much.
a
Big
little
ol'
bit too
check
much.
again. Then again, to call this character William would be missing a huge chunk of this game's story. This isn't William.
Who
like
is
I
it?
said, he's trapped in eternal torment with Cassidy, listening to Barney
It-
the Hippo over here tell his
yeah.
life story.
Dry bread was always fresh on Tuesday. They made
Rye
sourdough bread on Monday and threw it out Wednesday. What was
Can't
I
say I've ever
saying?
had them.
No, to understand who, or better put, what this thing
I don't
actually
know.
is, we need to examine the tapes that summon Glitchtrap here in the first place. Scattered
So,
throughout
the thing in the
various
thumbnail is
videos are
Glitchtrap.
16
Not a
glitching
fan.
cassettes left behind by a former game dev, Tape Girl, which, when
Tape
put
Girl.
together, tell the story of a failing game company, a bit of malicious code, and some very stabby office supplies. We're also introduced to the story of another beta tester who was in our position before us,
Oh.
named Jeremy, making this
Doesn't
the
that sound
third
familiar?
time
Yeah.
the name Jeremy has appeared in these games.
Why,
the first
though?
being FNAF 2's Night Guard, and then again on the gravestones in FNAF
there's
6.
a lot of Jeremys.
Coincidence? I think
No,
not.
no,
The
really?
first
They
tape
just really like the name
immediately makes
Jeremy?
it clear we're not picking these up in chronological order.
There are more. They may not be in order.
Which leaves us the task of shuffling them into some modicum of sense in order to put the story together. of
He
what
spent probably
really
a
happened
long
while
time
this
figuring
game,
out
the
what
game
the
we're
order was.
supposedly playing now in its final form, was in development. Going through the tapes, I've done the shuffling for you, and I think
Yep.
I've come up with the most
Oh,
cohesive
okay.
narrative based on the evidence and what Tape Girl actually says. She begins by telling us that the game's then playtester Jeremy has been complaining to his manager
About
Dale
what?
about nightmares. Except he's not explaining them like they're nightmares, he's talking about them like they're real.
I
He
wonder
wasn't
why.
talking about it like someone telling a friend about his dreams, though. He was pale. He doesn't even jump anymore. He just
Oh, so
stands there
he's-
like he's talking to someone.
Pale?
Oh, he's
Doesn't
crazy.
React to scares? Talking
Is he a
to
robot now?
themselves? Sounds to me like he's going crazy. Either that or
Maybe.
he's just a FNAF YouTuber. Hashtag relatable, am I right? The game he's
Markiplier,
working
and
on
I don't know who
is
that would do
this
this.
one, Freddy Fazbear's Virtual Experience, which includes some code that was inherited from Fazbear Entertainment. Scanned off some old hard drives to save up time and money.
It was just junk. Circuit boards and things like that. It seemed to take hold by itself. But then,
What?
he started appearing.
So it's like a computer
At least
virus?
That's what Jeremy said.
Manager Dale doesn't seem to take Jeremy's warning seriously, however, and instead he starts documenting all of Jeremy's
He's
behavior
going
in
crazy.
preparation to fire him.
You can always tell when
Really?
a company is getting ready to fire someone. The thing about it is that I don't think they were going to fire him because of anything he was doing wrong. They just knew he'd seen something.
This confirms for us
I
one
guess,
major
yeah.
detail, that the scariest thing in the FNAF
And
universe
Dell
is
knew.
crunch time. Working long hours until you're driven crazy and then fired at the end? Man, it's just like the real-life games industry.
Oh,
It's
no.
uncanny. These
Oh,
games just
didn't
get more and
Telltale
more
games go
realistic.
under?
So Jeremy is going crazy and no one is listening. Flash forward
That
to tape 6,
sounds
where Tape Girl
very
talks
American
about
to
coming
me.
in early one morning to see the supply room lit and Jeremy in the darkened testing room. It's a short tape, but it's an important one because
Tape
it sets
6.
us up for tape number 9, when we learn that
6,
what
huh?
she
Nice.
saw looked like a Halloween mask laying on the ground and a bunch of ink both on Jeremy and scattered
Ink.
around the floor. But that's not ink, and that's
blood.
no mask. The ink is
Is that his
Jeremy's
face? They ripped his
blood,
face
and the
off?
mask is
Face.
actually Jeremy's face, which he presumably sliced off his own body using the aptly named guillotine paper cutter. We know this to be
Huh?
true thanks to tape
How
number
do you
4,
do
where we hear
that?
Tape Girl say that the cutter comes from the supply room and that Jeremy
How, dude?
expressly knew where it was.
I didn't even know we had one in the supply room. I was always afraid of losing a finger. That seems so silly now. Jeremy
He
used
lost
to
his
do
face.
design work. I guess that's how he knew it was there.
And for as extreme as this sounds, we know that he sliced off his face due to all these seemingly minute details about how his face was obscured that morning.
I went back and peered in the window. I couldn't see his face. He had the visor covering his head.
Anyone else getting some bizarre Bite of 87 vibes from this story? No?
No.
Is it just me? So Jeremy eventually dies from his injuries. After Jeremy's
I'm
death,
surprised he still
things start
put on
getting
the headset and
even
went to
weirder,
work.
Which is
That's a very
relative
another
statement
American thing to
considering
do.
That this is the FNAF franchise we're talking about.
Lose your face, still go to
Girl
work?
overhears a conversation about a lawsuit in the aftermath of Jeremy's death, which
Gonna
makes
sue.
perfect sense given that he died a horrific death on the job. In response, the company starts taking some serious steps
Could
to
always
cover their
bribe the
tracks,
jury, like a
namely to
certain
sell off the game
company
and
that I
destroy
know
evidence
of.
that could incriminate him. In the meantime, Tape Girl takes over Jeremy's role as playtester, and all we can hope is that she really cleaned that VR headset before she put that thing back on. She has 3 days to playtest the game.
3 days?
Across her audio logs, we learn that in that time,
Does she go insane
sees
too?
Glitchtrap for the first time and comes to learn that he's attached itself to her audio logs. She
The
tries
audio
to
logs?
delete them, but can't. So
Oh,
instead
no.
of deleting them, she fragments and disperses them into the 16 small pieces we've been collecting throughout our
So if you
playthrough,
connect them
warning
together, that's
us
why
that they shouldn't be
Glitchtrap gets
reunited
better
at
and better.
any cost.
Hide all traces of these logs that I've created.
Burn them.
I fear that finding them and reassembling them will also reassemble the
What?
very thing I've tried so desperately to destroy.
Whoops.
So
Probably
you did
shouldn't
it
have hidden
anyway.
That info on tape 15 of 16.
Oh, then you have
That,
to
though,
listen to
she
the 16.
seems to backtrack on her story, saying that in fact the entity in the game can be killed, and that to do so we should reassemble the tapes.
Well, I mean,
okay,
I guess you had to kill it
got
that
them
way.
all anyway, so might as well see what we can do. Glitchtrap attacks us once we have 16 tapes, and if we don't respond in time, we trade places with him. For
trade
a
places
brief
with
second,
Glitchtrap?
we see through his eyes back down at the console that
But
we were just
who's-
operating. Our
you don't actually
consciousness
see
has
yourself?
truly melded with his, just like the voiceover warned about at the top of the game.
Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for accidental digital consciousness transference.
So that's a bad
That's
ending.
weird that they
But if
kinda
we
just
do
threw that in
manage
there.
to properly follow Tape Girl's instructions as he's trying to mind meld with us, well,
Yeah, what
he
happens?
still seems
I
like
hate
he
that.
escapes.
I
Or
hate
at the
that.
very least, he definitely doesn't die. This should have been like
What do
some
you-
Mr. Smith in the Matrix moment where all his code disintegrates or something. But
never
instead,
seen The
we're
Matrix.
trapped on one side of a door in the game. A
What's
bloody,
behind you?
hand-printed door
Say
with
33
scratch
or
marks
35.
clearly showing people stuck in here desperately trying to escape. And we see Glitchtrap
They lock you in
practically
there?
skipping off into the darkness. This doesn't seem like the ending we should be getting for putting all the pieces
What?
of the tape together and following all the tape makers'
this the only VR game they
instructions.
made?
That would basically mean that FNAF VR has 3 losing scenarios here. Getting stuffed at the end of the pizza party, transferring consciousness on the home screen,
Or getting
and
locked in a
getting
room.
locked behind the door if you choose to follow Tape Girl's instructions. That can't be right. Can it?
That
Well,
face.
maybe it
Dude,
is.
that has to be
Maybe
terrifying
that's
in
the
VR.
point of the game. Maybe we are destined to lose no matter what we do here. I mean, think
Makes
about
sense.
it. The canon ending of Sister Location was a bad ending, with
Get
Michael
scooped.
getting scooped. The canon ending of FNAF 4 was a bad ending, with the crying child
Getting
getting
bit,
bitten.
yep.
In FNAF 6, you and literally everyone
Burned.
else burned to death. I mean, it's considered a victory, but you're still dead. Now, let's look closer at the text of the audio logs. There is something clearly wrong in them. The tapes
Ooh.
start out just fine. They follow her story in a pretty logical way, and we know she's a real person in the real world because she's observing things from outside the game's testing room. Things like Jeremy complaining to management and the stuff that's present in the supply room. But then, upon closer inspection, you start
Sorry, I got like 3
noticing
hours
some
sleep last
strange
night. It's
anomalies.
fine.
For instance, we have 2 tapes that both start with her
100 videos in a
introducing
month.
who
Not
she
crazy.
is. A hi or a hello followed by "you don't know me" or "can you hear me," which is our first hint that something's a bit off.
Yeah,
The same
she's going a little
person
crazy,
is
'cause, like,
making
what's
these
face was
tapes
talking
the
to
whole
himself.
time for the same audience. So why introduce herself to us twice in both tape 1 and tape 15?
Oh, a
Why
lot
would
of
one
change.
End with her saying,
Now I fear that those logs are being used as a Trojan horse. If you are unable to abandon development,
Okay.
hide all traces of these logs that I've created.
basically telling us to hide the logs,
Oh.
but then also say this.
There are more. They may not
What?
be in order.
Basically
What?
inviting us to put them all together.
Thanks.
Weirder still is the fact that the last file suddenly does this major
What
about
it-
face
what
relative
is the
to
final
all
one?
the previous logs, where suddenly she says out of nowhere, "Oh yeah, there is a
What
way
is the way to kill it?
Glitchtrap." This is odd on a lot of different levels. The first
Why does
and
she
most
know?
obvious being, if these instructions really do work and she's so sure about it,
Why didn't she-
she follow them? If this method was
What if she is
actually effective
Glitchtrap?
and
I don't
she
know.
knew it was effective, Glitchtrap wouldn't be in the game anymore because she would have followed her own
Yeah.
advice and wiped him out.
So maybe it doesn't
How
work.
would she even know that this
And how does
system
she know?
works?
Yeah.
The answer is it clearly doesn't. Or at least
So
it
just
doesn't
a
do
lie?
what she says it's gonna do. That's because she's not trying to get you to kill off the entity in the code. She's trying to get you to release it. While we don't have every piece of the puzzle in the story, here's what I think actually happened with all these audio tapes. The tape maker starts out genuinely making these logs to document the weird stuff that's happening in the game studio.
Yeah, Jeremy
The stuff
just
with Jeremy
freaking out.
really happens. She really sees Glitchtrap in the game. But
Just
on
like
her
Jeremy.
last day of playtesting, she tries to delete the files and fails. Instead of killing Glitchtrap, she undergoes a digital consciousness transfer,
With
just like we do
Glitchtrap.
in one of the 3 bad endings, trapping her in the game and releasing Glitchtrap, presumably into her own body, or
And then
just
what
releasing
happens
him into
then?
the real world. Both of which are possibilities that the game explicitly warns us
Yeah.
about in the opening sequence.
Fazbear Entertainment
Dude, that
is not
foreshadowing
responsible for
unreal.
accidental digital consciousness transfers,
Accidental.
real-world manifestations of digital characters.
That, my friends, is why you always have to read the disclaimer. From inside
Yeah,
the
literally.
game, she's
You
not
think they're
stuck,
kidding,
with
they're
her
not.
only hope for escape being to
Hi,
go
Scott.
through the same process she just went through from the other side. She creates a new log, starting over by saying,
Hello?
So,
Can
did
you hear
Jeremy
me?
get the
which
swap?
in reality is saying, hello, can you hear me in here? Since she's now making the log from inside the game. She tries to create
What?
a new story that encourages
How?
a future developer to piece the logs back together, and then seeds one final log out there to tease the idea that a future developer can solve the problem by
But-
killing off Glitchtrap using her log assembly method. It's smartly
Which-
constructed because she's counting on future developers having the same curiosity and determination she did. She even
Where did
mentions this in
Glitchtrap
one of her
come from,
earlier
though?
logs, tape 3, that when Jeremy had told the developers that something was wrong,
But as a dev team, we all just saw it as a challenge to find what the problem was and fix it.
we do exactly the same thing, finding what's wrong and following the instructions on how to fix it, only to find ourselves on the wrong side of the door covered in handprints, where presumably lots of other people have been there before us.
Yeah, why?
Glitchtrap,
Why
or
do you do
whoever's
this?
in the body of Glitchtrap at this point, perhaps Tape Girl herself, disappears
what I was-
into
yeah.
the darkness and takes over our body on the outside. And now it's our turn to wait for the next beta tester to come in, follow the tape,
They somehow
hand
made
over
it-
their consciousness
like, it's like a
to
VR
us.
headset
Now,
thing,
that
like
last
SAO
bit
Bridge
there
or
is
something.
speculation based on the oddities and the audio logs and
Dude,
the
they
fact
took
that following
the
her
fact that it's
instructions
VR
results
ran
in
with it.
seemingly yet another bad ending. But even if all of that about consciousness switching and her being trapped in the game and us taking her place trapped in the game isn't the case, the point is William's back, just not in a way that any of us expected.
How-
What seems
what, in
undeniable in
digital
Help
form?
Wanted's story is the fact that his
Is it like-
consciousness was preserved in the circuit
Yeah.
boards that got scanned to make this game.
Professor-
And now he's
Professor
here as
Zola,
Glitchtrap,
basically.
tricking players into letting him escape. It's no longer the same
Or
guy.
is it Dr.
He's now
Zola?
an AI replicating the behaviors of William and snatching the body of whatever completionist is determined enough to play through all the elements of the game. In a funny
So,
way, it's exactly
he
like the story
uploaded
we've
his
been
mind
piecing
to
together
the-
for Petscop.
as an AI.
It's odd, actually. Maybe they really are one and the same, both made by Scott Cawthon. The biggest lingering question now in my mind, though, how many Williams are out there?
I
Is
don't know,
this
they can
just
just
one
clone
instance
for
of
forever,
an AI
maybe.
looking to escape?
This could be
and now
completely
we're the new
wrong,
host
though,
body? Or is
so-
it somehow able to replicate itself, copying and pasting its code into any mind out there that's playing its little game? Could we be entering a new part of the FNAF
maybe he was an
franchise
Outlast
with
or
multiple
Outcast, and now he
William
wants to make
Afghans,
more people
all
like him.
in completely different bodies? For as cool as that would be, and honestly I think this game could open up that world, I don't think that's going to be the case.
What do you
I
think it
that's
is?
why there's such an emphasis in this game on you being a beta tester. It's one instance of corrupted code and you happen to be playing it. And now
And
you're infected
it
by it. In
killed.
the next
But you're not a
generation
kid.
of FNAF, you, or at least your body with William Afton's code in your head, is the new killer. And so
The
on
new
and
killer?
so forth until we
So basically
finally
he's
get
hacking into
FNAF
people's
in
minds.
Space. But hey, that's just
A theory. A
game
game theory. Very interesting video.
And we should probably talk about Jeremy. It's weird
Probably
that
should,
his
yeah.
name is used 3 times. There is
Yeah.
no possible way that that's meant to be a coincidence.
No.
There's also this random appearance of Shadow Freddy, which I found in my playthrough, which
Huh?
again seems like an odd little detail that's important to account for in the Pizza Party minigame. And the fact that Glitchtrap has 3 toes, just like
3
the
toes.
footprints that are outside
Really?
of FNAF 6's house
We're
window.
counting
There's
toes.
a lot more here in this game, but I
Clearly.
honestly just need more time to think it all through. Rest assured, though, I'll be back.
I hope so. Come back. Literally.
That, my friends, is why you should subscribe and ring the bell to make sure that you're notified of all our new uploads.
Same. I'm
because
trying to
you
hit 100,000
bet I am
subscribers
not
this year.
done with this
It's
new quite just yet.
It's gonna be difficult. I'm gonna need your help.
And again,
if you enjoy these videos,
reminder, we upload new theories every Saturday or Sunday. We've been doing it for years
Saturday or
now,
Sunday?
so please
Oh,
support
that's
the channel.
pretty
Now,
crazy
if you'll excuse
turnaround.
me, I do really gotta figure out this Jeremy stuff. It's really bothering me. There's something here. There's something here. It's the linchpin in everything that came before.
Is it
Weird,
Jeremy?
Also,
Who?
Scott
What is
Cawthon's
it?
the villain in his own game. But again,
The significance
more on
of
that one
Jeremy?
next time.
I don't know. The next one's gonna be FNAF was right. Innard's bodysuit actually works. I don't like the sound of that, but that'll be out next Wednesday. I'll be live streaming today at 5 p.m. by the way, if you want to stop by for a Pokemon White Nuzlocke. I don't like Glitchtrap. I don't like Glitchtrap at all. I'm just gonna no. I don't like the eyes. That thing literally looks like a Fortnite character. I'm pretty sure that's a Fortnite character, or they added the skin to Fortnite that looks like Glitchtrap. Is that a thing? I don't think so, but it looks like it could be. I have no idea. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it all. Also, the fact this is VR sounds absolutely terrifying. If you played this game, is it actually that scary? Because, wow. I look forward to the next one. I hope to see you there. I hope you're subscribed. I'm trying to hit 100,000 this year. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot. I'm not going to flood your inbox with 100 videos in a month again. I'm never going to do that again. Because that was just crazy. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Hopefully I made it a tiny little bit better. But until the next video, take care and cue the music.
We were playing as soldiers.